What's going on, everyone? Tech Me Out here, and in today's video I have the unboxing of the Google Pixel XL. So before I begin, huge shout out to Notification Squad Roll Call that showed up in the last video. Now if you find that you want to be a part of Notification Squad Roll Call, all you have to do is turn on your notifications for my videos. That way you're instantly notified as soon as I drop one. But moving back on to the main star of the show, the Pixel XL. So Google recently released this device along with the Google Pixel. So for those of you that are curious about the differences between the two, the Google Pixel and Pixel XL are basically the same device with the exception of the display, as the Pixel is smaller than the Pixel XL with a 5-inch screen, whereas the Pixel XL has a 5.5-inch screen. So therefore, of course, the Pixel is smaller than the Pixel XL, and there's also a difference in battery size. But outside of that, they're pretty much the same, even down to the cameras. So those are just some things to consider off of specs alone if you're not sure which one to get. But let's get to the unboxing of this. So the model that I have is the Pixel XL, like I mentioned, and this is the black one. You also have the option between blue and I think it might be silver. I'm sure those are not the correct names, but nonetheless, those are the colors. All right, so let's open this up. This is my first ever like stock Android device. So it ships with Android 7.1 Nougat. I've always owned like, you know, a Samsung or something. So the closest that I have been to this is a OnePlus. So this is a new experience for me. And I'm really excited to like get my hands on this and give you all my opinion of it. So be sure to hit subscribe. That way you can be updated when I drop the review video. And on the wrapper it says your personal Google Assistant is always ready to help. Just press and hold the home button. So it looks like it's telling me about Google Assistant, which is built into this. It's much like Siri, but I'm sure it's 10 times better because anything has to be better than Siri. Like, my God. So I'm gonna turn this on and I'm going to, actually I'm hitting the volume button, already messing up. So I'm gonna go ahead and turn this on and I'm gonna sit it over to the side here and I'm gonna just take a look at what's in the box while it boots up. So it looks like we have some literature. So it's just a get started guide, just giving you some starting points in terms of what to do first. And then you also have a card about Google Assistant. So it gives you some questions to ask, which I'll probably will test out to see how well it works. And then you also have 3 free months of Google Play. Okay. Then you also have 3 free months of Google Play Music, so that's pretty nice. And ad-free videos with YouTube Red. I didn't see that at first. So nice little bundle to come inside the package there. And lastly, just a thank you card. So cool. Oh, and some warranty information. And we also have a SIM tray ejector, don't want to forget that. Now in terms of cables, looks like we have a USB-C to USB cable. And then we also have a USB-C to USB adapter, which is nice. This is really handy if you have an iPhone and you're going from iPhone to Android. You can actually use this to take your information over from your iPhone to your new Google Pixel. So that's really handy that they include that. The other benefit of it is that it can actually charge your devices via USB-C that are not USB-C devices. So technically you could use your Google Pixel to charge another device if for whatever reason you wanted to do that. Don't know why, but you have that option. And when you open the little flap here, I like that. It's almost like a little book. But when you open that, we have the wall brick with the black side here where your cable goes. So, and then we also have a USB-C to USB-C cable. So this is going to give you some fairly decent charging speeds. I believe it states that the Google Pixel can actually give you 7 hours of battery within a 15-minute charge. If that is indeed true, that is just like unheard of. I don't know any other device that's going to give you that, so I will be testing that out. And if you have any questions about the Pixel that you want answered in the review, definitely drop them down below so I can be sure to incorporate them. And yeah, that's all that's in the box, so let's get on to the phone. Now, my first impressions of how it feels in hand. It feels very much like my iPhone 7 that I just got. I have the iPhone 7 Plus in the matte black that just arrived, and these look very similar with the exception of the jet black top on the Google Pixel. So yeah, that's an interesting touch there. It's like the best of both colorways on the Pixel that everybody was debating for the iPhone 7 in terms of jet black or matte black. Just put them both on the phone. I'm not really a fan of the two-way color tone, but I'll deal. I mean, it is what it is. Let me actually compare this to my iPhone 7. So just for comparison's sake, for those that are curious, because I know I was curious, so somebody else out there might be as well. But the iPhone 7's black or matte black is a darker shade of black than the Google Pixel. So the Google Pixel is almost like in between matte black and space gray. if I had to compare it to anything. But thickness wise, they are relatively about the same thickness. I think the iPhone 7 Plus is just a little bit thinner. That's just for comparison's sake. I'm not gonna do a side-by-side versus thing right now. This is just for anybody else out there that also owns an iPhone 7 and might want to use that for reference for the Google Pixel. All right, so now I'm gonna go through the setup process here. So we're greeted with this screen. I'm gonna just proceed on. Now, in regards to the buttons that you'll find up here, at the bottom, you have your USB-C charging port with one speaker, because the other item that you see is actually not a speaker. I don't know what it is, but I'll find out by the time the review happens. I'm guessing maybe a microphone, but I don't know. And then they took an interesting approach along the right-hand side. So you have your power button, and then right beneath that, you have your volume button. So the volume buttons are not on the left. Instead, on the left is your SIM tray. So on the right, you pretty much have all of your main controls, and I'm really interested to see how that's going to be in terms of using it, because I'm so used to having my volume buttons on the left hand side. I think it should be good though. Hopefully I won't get them confused. And it's textured, so you can feel a difference between the power button and the volume button. In the event that you're not looking when you press it, you should be able to feel the difference and press the one that you do want. Then moving along the top of your device, you have your headphone jack and then your front and rear facing cameras. But I found it very interesting that at the bottom of the device, even though it looks like that would be where your buttons are, it's actually just, you know, the chin of the phone. You have software buttons. So I know it's gonna be like a learning curve for me, because I'm probably gonna keep trying to touch down there where in my mind there should be buttons, but it's not. So I feel like it's gonna take me a little bit of time to get used to that, because even in the store when I picked this up, I was pressing the bottom of the device because I'm just so used to buttons being down there versus just living on the screen. So I really like how it feels in hand. It has a very nice premium build. Because it's made of aluminum and glass, I mean, it just has a nice solid feel in hand. It doesn't feel too hefty and it doesn't feel slippery. So you can get a fairly decent grip on it because the sides are aluminum as well as the bottom. So the areas that you're predominantly going to be holding anyway have that type of finish where it shouldn't be just sliding in your hand for no apparent reason. But overall, I like it. I mean, it reminds me much like, almost like an Android experience of my iPhone. And I don't mean to keep comparing it, but that is my daily driver most of the time, an iPhone device of some form. I like Android for the customization, but I tend to use an iPhone. So nonetheless, if you're interested in seeing the review that's going to be dropping for this and you haven't hit that subscribe button, I don't know what you're waiting for. And plus, I'm almost to 100K, so if you want to take part in that milestone that I've been working so hard to achieve and you like my content, then please go ahead and hit that subscribe button and that like button. And I can't help but point out two things that you gotta love about the Pixel just off gate. It has a headphone jack, and thus far, no explosions.